Now, welcome to a short video on the calculation of yield to call. The annual yield an investor would be paid if he or she purchased a seasoned bond at a discount or premium and the bond was called at an earlier date. Now here's the equation, and since yield to call, or the discount rate, or R, is found in a few places that require some trial and error, again, let us stick with the financial calculator in Excel. Now, like yield to maturity, we're finding the annual yields. We'll be using this button here in the financial calculator, and with Excel, we'll be finding the rate function. Now, yield to call is similar to yield to maturity in that we enter the data in the same way, but the par value or future value will not be 1,000. It's a greater number. Why? When a bond is called at an early date, investors must be compensated for this occurrence. Now, bonds are generally given a call provision. If it is anticipated the rates in the future are going to go down, then the firm can call the bond and reissue at a lower fixed payment. You also must remember that the N, or the numbers of payments you would receive, will be less since it doesn't stay till maturity. Now, when the call date arrives, the bond will be called if and only if yield to call is less than the yield to maturity. Now let's go ahead and attempt this one here. Find the yield to call for a bond currently selling for $12.75 and has a par value of 1,000. The bond pays an annual coupon of $120 and has 20 years to maturity, but can be called in 5 years at a premium future value. Therefore, depress the interest rate per yield, and we get the 7.31. Let's attempt it with Excel. There's the rate function. One more time. A 5-year callable bond with an annual payment of $120 has a present value of $12.73 and a future value of $1,120, and there's the 7.3109% as well. Let's try it one more time using a semi-annual coupon. Let's clear this. Let's see. Let's find the yield to call on a bond that can be called in 10 years. I'm sorry, in 5 years. Therefore, if it's 5 years, it'll be 10 payments. Currently, the call price of the bond would be $1,100. That would be the future value. The payment is 10% of 1,000, which in this case would be 100, but we're getting half the payment. And the bond currently sells for $11.75 negative present value. And if I depress this button, I get 3.71, which must be multiplied by 2 to get, there's the 7.43. And one more time, let's attempt it using the rate function here. There are 10 payments, 5 years left. They're semi-annual payments. The payment is $100, 10% coupon, but in this case we're going to pay every 6 months half of that. The present value is $11.75 and the future value is $1,100, and there's the 3.71 again. We have a little rounding issue here, so let's go back to this. And if we multiply that by 2, we'll get the 7.43.